This show is brought to you in memory of Dusty Rhodes, passed away today. Gone but not forgotten. Thank you, Dusty Rhodes. Welcome to All Wrestling Talk Nation, featuring your host, C Double, with special guest, Timmy Zabisco. Now starring C Double. Check out All Wrestling Talk on Twitter and on Facebook. We're live now to see Double. What's going on, guys? Yeah, sorry we're running just a few minutes late. Trying to get a hold of Timmy Zabisco. We're going to get a hold of him, and as soon as he calls in, we're going to get him on the show, our show. So we are going to provide that interview as long as everything's willing. A hard day today in the business of wrestling. Wanted to throw it out there and just tell everyone, if you haven't already heard, we started the show off R.I.P. Dusty Rhodes. Dusty, legend, pioneer in wrestling. A lot of wrestlers will tell you Dusty that one of the best talkers of the mic, best pure guys that can draw you in. Dusty Rhodes. It's hard to kind of qualify how certain people make an impact on your life, but for me, when I watched Dusty Rhodes, he was not the perfect body. He wasn't the perfect looker. He was just your average Americana man. I mean, he was somebody you could have got behind and worked with. Look, are we perfect in life? We're not. We're going to make mistakes. So did everything Dusty did was perfect? No. But you know what? Dusty Rhodes was a pioneer. He made sure and, moved doors, moved mountains for guys like, Ron Simmons, gave him an opportunity, a title shot. I don't care what anyone said. The man became the first black heavyweight champion in WCW history, and it was a moment. I remember that moment. I remember one of the first people to give Ron Simmons a hug was Dusty Rhodes. In life, you meet people, and they change the way you view things. For me, I watched WrestleMania 3, but the first person I ever heard talk on the mic that I can remember was Dusty Rhodes. And it was just captured you. It just took your attention straight to the camera, and it made you just believe. Seeing him, he was larger than life. A big man. I mean, my dad made the joke, if he was the American dream, then, that's more like the American nightmare. But I'm going to go here. Dusty Rhodes was everything that wrestling, that living your dream and being yourself defines. And Dusty Rhodes was that. Look it up. Go on WWE.com or WWE Universe. You want to check that out. I mean, watch some of the, the Dusty Rhodes stories. Just listen to him talk. So much knowledge. He helped mold so many wrestlers. And look, people have their views on Goldust, Stardust, but you do what you have to in this business to move it forward. And if they tell you to put the dang mohawk and look like the Red Rooster, you do it. And please give me a break, people. When you tell me, oh, I would tell them to stick it. You know what? Some I believe, but some I just want to look at you and go, if you looked at the check and go, wow, that check is fat, you're doing it. You're going to do it. So with that being said, I wanted to make sure and give All Wrestling Talk the platform that we try to do. We try to provide a show where you get to watch us live. Now we are linked onto Facebook. So if you are friends with me or you're in my page, I'll make sure you get this link. I want to make sure that you guys are a part of the show. We want to make sure that All Wrestling Talk is one of the biggest shows out there. Granted, not every day we can have everyone, things happen, and, you try to get everyone onto the show, and you're going to have people that, scheduling reasons, and can't get to the phones, they're going to say, hey, I can't make it. That is always fine. You always want to work it, because in indie wrestling, you're going to have a situation where you cannot get everything you want. I know when I would make matches, I would actually have a whole match card, and I would have to freaking fix it that minute notice. I go, oh, he's not coming? Ugh. Oh, he's not coming. Oh, is anybody coming? So, it's just one of those that you want to do, and you want to kind of get answers. So, we are going to kind of open it up tonight. I'm trying to wait for my guy, Timmy Zabisco. We've talked. We've verified. We were going to have our show tonight at 8. And I verified it was 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And I'm going to try to work something out. We're going to try to make some contacts. And I'm going to see if I can maybe even get somebody to do a Skype. If you would like to Skype with me, go ahead and contact me right now. We'll have you on the show. We can plug you in. Wait on callers. And just kind of, go from there. We are trying to establish something. We are trying to establish in All Wrestling Talk. Yes, it's about wrestlers, but it can be about fans. It can be about promoters. It can be about bookers. In the great scheme of things, how does it feel? How does it work? But I wanted to give that first moment. I wanted to say, rest in peace, Dusty. Godspeed. You're going to be missed, bro. I mean, you see it. Everyone's associated with wrestling misses you. So with that being said, I'm also looking forward to now. We look forward to what the future is going to hold. Well, in All Wrestling Talk, next week we got on the 17th, I have Slim J on the show. On the 18th, we're going to have Missy Sampson. Also, another big news, All Wrestling Talk is moving. Actually, not All Wrestling Talk. I am. I'm having to leave my house. And when you have a vision, things happen. And it makes you question the vision. I had good friends that helped me through hard times. But then I realized those friends weren't always about friends. I'm going to leave it like that. But I'm going to say this. When you help others, just know sometimes you're not going to get the payoff right away. You're not. You're just not. With that said, also want to thank big time thanks to my guys over at the Kayfabe Concepts. You guys have been kicking ass, doing everything you can to support the shows, making these awesome banners, loving being a part of the crew. And, it's guys like you that kind of help us out. Paul, you helped the vision out. I want to also thank Ella Ware. You have been very supportive of us. Thank you for being a part of these shows. Ella Ware Quillen. I hope I said your name right. If I didn't, forgive me. But also want to say big ups to Mr. Joseph Capone, Mr. House Lee, for definitely getting the interview out about us. We're just trying to do our show. We're trying to be a group that cares about wrestling. And we want to give a big ups to also Laura Lyons. She's actually celebrating a birthday. Why is she important? She's very important because she's going out there, meeting wrestlers, going out there, taking pictures, and just supporting the wrestling product. When you don't have that, when you don't have the wrestling like it is today, wrestlers get mad or people get mad, and you have to decide, are you going to be a fan or are you just going to be a guy that works the shows and tries to turn that fandom off? But sometimes it's good to be that fan. That fan helps you look at the show in a different perspective. And that's something that I love doing. But also, Laura Lyons, it's your birthday, special day. So, even though, we lost a legend, don't get depressed today. It's your birthday. It's your day. Enjoy it. All Wrestling Talk loves you and wants you to keep on doing what you're doing. Also want to thank my girl over at Sydney Shock Web. Awesome person. Got to check her out. She is fighting the system against Facebook with her name. But just know that she is one of those. If you hear her talk, you hear her do a thing, you would be very proud. She's We're trying to get her on the show eventually. Love to get her on ASAP. Um, so I'm just letting y'all know. Also, want to thank the good guys here. We've been working hard. Want to thank. We're gonna start doing something special on the website. Miss, I gotta say it, Miss Pandora. Thank you so much. You sent us a link to the I Quit match with you and Dementia Rose, and I gotta tell you, awesome match. Got to see it. Got to view it. I'm going to put it on the website and also on the group page. So you definitely want to watch out for those. Those are 3 ways of catching up with All Wrestling Talk. You want to go on the group site. Definitely. You want to go there. You want to talk with them. You want to make that happen. Go to All Wrestling Talk group, the All Wrestling Talk Nation group, and then All Wrestling Talk page. We also have that. I always put those links on there so that you can follow us and you can be a part of it. Join the nation. That's what we are all about. At AWTNC2, that's my Twitter handle. YouTube channel, C Double. We're also going to try something different the next time around we do these shows. And that's basically, we're going to do a live feed from YouTube and just check it out, see how we go. So definitely want to check that out. All Wrestling Talk Nation.webs.com. That's our website. That's where you see all the guys that are going to be on the show and also their matches, some highlights of theirs. It's just a little way of All Wrestling Talk to say thank you to these wrestlers that are coming on the show. We try to help to get them booked. We want to do what we can. We want to be able to be a vehicle for them versus just your average, hey, love the show, but, tell me your stories and do nothing. We want to do something for these guys. We want to make sure and say, hey, thank you for being a part of the show. So with that said, I'm trying to see what I can work up here, folks. Once again, I apologize. Like I said, in indie wrestling, anything can happen. Timmy Zabisco, I know, is a very busy man. There's nothing wrong with it. I had him. I found out he just had his child, so big ups to him, and also big ups to the promotions that he works with. Also got to watch the pro wrestling extra interview he did. We'll definitely put that on there. So just with that being said, you have ways of working with people and you have ways of going from there. So just give us a second. We're just working out. Riveting stuff, isn't it? Yeah. So, like I said, I'm waiting on Timmy Zabisco to give me a call. Um, it happens in this business. You want to be able to go through and help people out. So, give me a second now. So we're going to try to get a hold of CM Styles. Going to check up on his condition. But like I said, in this business, you make friends, you deal with people. You know, those people make your life good. They help. They make these contributions worthwhile. So just give us a minute. We're gonna. Let's see if he's on Facebook. So, Hey, it happens, guys. This is part of the show, and I apologize. I was hoping. Let's check one, check two. How you doing, buddy? All right. Well, CM Styles has joined me, and CM, just want to thank you, man. Sorry about I know you were recovering, but I wanted you to just kind of pop in for a little bit. We also found out that there was a death today in the wrestling world, and I wanted to get your views. It's kind of the first day of hearing this. Where were you at? When you found out about Dusty Rhodes, where did you find out?
I found out right after I came home from the hospital. After spending 3 hours under the table, under the knife, well, actually the scope. I come home and I find out on NoDQ.com that Dusty Rhodes has passed away. I was just looking on there at stuff, and I was like, we just saw him just a couple months ago on TV, and he looked great. And now we find out he passes away, and I'm just like in complete shock and awe.
We had a situation where we found out the Ultimate Warrior dying. Kind of like the way it was kind of like abruptly, and we decided to stop the show. So kind of for me, the loss of Dusty Rhodes is as paramount. We're kind of you feeling that shockwave. I mean, get on Twitter, get on Facebook. Everyone is saying R.I.P. Dusty Rhodes. So that should tell all of us about how much of an impact this guy's had. As a wrestling fan, how much that you can say for yourself as a Dusty, no, as a wrestling fan, that Dusty has put into the business.
Well, I one know that he's put a whole lot into the business, and it's like I haven't met the guy personally, but I've seen him at many shows growing up. The guy was a huge contributor. On top of that, he took a gimmick that made 0 sense and ran with it, and it's just like, wow, the guy is very charismatic, and and for this to just happen, it's just complete shock.
I know, and that's where I just guys like that, you take it and you just say thank you for what you've done, because that they leave that legacy. Because think about it, everybody right now is feeling the reverberations of that. You know, you don't
Yeah,
fake that.
like
Yeah,
like right now, I'm still under the influence of stuff that the VA has given me today. But behind all that, there's still a guy with feelings and emotions. And when I see something like this happen to one of my childhood heroes, and yes, he is one of my childhood heroes. I loved him for what he did. I admired a guy like him. Yeah, I thanked him for his duties of being a professional wrestler, and it's just like it's a mind blowing thing. And
yeah. Like I said, man. When I saw it, I was stunned, and I was just like, Lord help us. Because when you have something like that that impactful, you go, someone that big, someone that and I'm not saying in size, I'm saying just that persona. He carried himself well. He was one of those guys that when he spoke, man, I mean, think about it. He's one of those the founding guys for NXT. One of the head creative people. So that's how far his what he's done in this business. It's not like he's some guy that showed up for spots and waved and left. He was working in the back, helping the guys even younger, just getting out of the business, or just starting. You know, he set a lot of careers up the right way, and it's, you know, a guy like that deserves a lot of, you know, respect. And now I know people are going to try, you know, you're going to have some haters that's going to try to, you know, talk about the bad side, but you know, come on, Dusty Rhodes is one of the best wrestlers out there. May not been the best, you know, technical wrestler, but boy, I tell you what, he could fill up Madison Square Garden with Billy Graham. So, you know, with that being said, uh, we're going to go ahead and cut it close. And give me 1 second here, guys. Go ahead, see him if you could just spit a little bit. Anna, go get Jesse.
Yeah, for doing your thing there. You know, a lot of other things that, you know, he has done creativity-wise. If you remember the Shockmaster, one of his worst gimmicks in WCW, it would have went over very well if we wouldn't have botched the whole entire segment of him staying Psycho Sid and Vader and them. You know, he was very high on, you know, Southern-based wrestling. The guy was a complete classic, you know, aside from wearing the polka dots. He worked all around the world, man. You know, on top of that, also in factions like the NWO for a while.
Yeah.
So much just to say about this guy. It's a hard day about it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you think about some of the things that, you know, we learned with Dusty, you know, about how, you know, Ron Simmons talks about how Dusty Rhodes was big time in his corner when he was going for that title run. You know, think about, you know, how much of an impact, even though, you know, back then it wasn't that bad of a deal, but it was like when it happened, it was like Ron Simmons won the title and Dusty Rhodes made sure. You know, it wasn't like, you know, Dusty, you know, interfered in nothing, but it was just really good how that is. The Shockmaster, one of the funniest moments of my life watching. I'll never forget seeing the guy fall over and Ric Flair going, "Oh God!" But I mean, you know, but think about Ric. If there was no Dusty Rhodes, there's no Ric Flair. You know, that's
it's one hell of a rivalry.
Oh, and then if you heard what Ric Flair said, it just hits you in the heart. You know, and it's just one of those. You just want to, you know, just kind of tip your hat off and just say, you know, Godspeed, and you know. But yeah, Ric Flair showed a lot of respect and a lot of love for him, and that's the thing about wrestling that that we learned that, you know, yeah, these guys develop a hatred, they beat each other to death, but they've got love and respect for each other at the end of the matches. They always, you know, look at each other and go, you know, look, we're still in this for each other, you know. So that's the beautiful thing here. CM, I appreciate you giving me a holler. Right here during this time. We're gonna let the show go a little early. But thanks so much for giving me a call and being a part of this.
Hey man, it's been great being a part of the show. You know, especially getting back into this in the last few weeks. As a matter of fact, the last couple months now. You know, working out all the kinks and the bugs and, you know, all the stuff from the past. You know, moving forward was the biggest thing. You know, even though tonight might not have went the way that you and I have wanted this to, me being in the at the same time, you know, I managed to work around it, and if I have to sacrifice myself because that's how passionate I am about this business, I will so damn well do it.
Yeah.
So I gotta thank you for you know, bringing your all wrestling talk back, because let me tell you, if we didn't have this, what would we do with our lives?
Well, you know what? You know, we're here. We're going to keep doing interviews. We're going to find more people to be a part of the show, and you know, we'll reschedule Timmy Zabisco. I apologize for everyone that, you know, came out to try to hear him speak, but you know, we don't know what all's going on in his life. Let's just hope that, you know, maybe, because you got to remember, you know, his dad is Larry Zabisco. You know, maybe he's feeling some grieving for Dusty, so we don't know what all's going down.
Had a close relationship back in Southern Championship Wrestling, as we knew as WCW.
Yes. So that's why I'm not so upset. I understand life happens, and when it does, you know, we guys move on and we take it from there. So we'll see him. I'm going to close out the show, but I thank you so much. We're going to have Destroying Kayfabe on Tuesday. Also, Wednesday will be Slim J. the 17th, and on the 18th, check out Missy Sampson interview. And also, guys, Money in the Bank, June 14th. You don't want to miss it. Who's going to grab the briefcase? AKA Roman. And will Dean and Seth, will Seth do another funny face and get memed all over the place? So, and is Brick Wall ever going to be a Rosebud? Those are questions we need to know. And I still say Brick Wall is Carl. That cost my people their job. But anyway, you know who you are, Brick Wall brother. All right. Well, guys, I'm C-Double. That's CM Styles. We're done. We're out. Enjoy the show. Come back again, and we'll be here next week. Take care, guys.
Peace.